Yo, what's going on, people? Welcome to another episode of the Undefeated podcast.
Bow! The only podcast with two undefeated fighters, fam.
Chatting it up. Listen, guys, welcome back.
Yes.
Starting the new year off. Let's say we said Happy New Year, or is it too late into the year to begin the New Year?
Even though it's like the 10th, yeah, say it, fam. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year from the Undefeated podcast.
If you got your tree up right now, you're moving mad. You're not respecting your 24, fam. If your tree is up right now, you're taking the piss. And that's it.
Same 24, bro.
Yeah, they're not respecting.
The same 24 hours as Elon Musk. You know what I mean? If you're not achieving what he's achieving, I don't know what you're on.
If you haven't bought property in the metaverse, you ain't serious. You're not serious, fam.
If you ain't got a Bitcoin portfolio that is screaming success, what are you doing? You're wasting time.
What you even do with your whole life? That's it, bro. That's it, fam. Right now, if you can't message Frank Warren and say, yo, big man, when's the next fight? You're not serious. You're not moving correctly, fam. That's how mad it, bro. We're taking it to that level. This is what this year we're not messing around. But anyway, ask me what my tail of the tape is, fam.
What's your tail of the tape, bro?
0-0, fam. Never fought, never lost. If I did, someone gets knocked out, and it's definitely not me, fam.
I understand.
But I know it's a new year. I don't know if you was busy during Christmas, if you got it cracking and that. But I'm gonna ask you your tail of the tape. Like, what's going on?
My tail of the tape. Do you know what I mean? I didn't have any fights scheduled over the Christmas period, so my record stays at 2-0. It's a perfect record with a 50% knockout rate.
That's what you did.
That means half of the men that entered the ring with me,
what happened?
They left on their backs, bro.
But we handled that, bruv. We got through. Listen, just for people to understand, I think a bit of housekeeping. First things first, like and subscribe, innit? Don't be a snake.
Definitely.
Don't come to someone's house here and open the fridge. But not you know what I mean?
You're sitting in my chair.
Just sitting, you know what I mean? It's disrespectful, innit? The least you can do is like the video. Like on the way out if you have to, innit? Subscribe, because come on, it's free content. Yeah? And then what the other thing that I would like you to do, if you could, share it. Share the pod with somebody. Share the pod. Just share the pod. That's what you need to do.
Put it in your
group chat. It makes sense.
If this is your first time listening to the Undefeated podcast, just to let you know, this is energy that's very unlike any other boxing platform. Yeah, we're not trying to be suits and ties. This is the barbershop energy.
100%.
You know what I mean?
And for the people,
chop it up,
go on.
No bias. We just talk boxing.
Oh, sometimes there's bias.
Sometimes, you get me? If I know, no, true. But you gotta say this: if there is a bias, we acknowledge the bias.
We own it. It's fully owned. It's fully owned. But and for the people
that certain fighters, I am not impartial. I'll tell you straight. I want this guy to win. 100%.
100%. For the people that are leaving and they won't be listening to us anymore, peace.
Take care, man.
Look at yourself. We
2022 is looking sick for you. Go and prosper, fam.
All right, wicked. We had an AJ interview, bro. Anytime there's an AJ interview, the world has to stop. If you're in boxing, it has to stop, because like it or not, he's still box office. He's still the man that we need to talk about. We need to address.
He's number one cash cow.
Number one cash cow. And we're going to pay that attention.
I saw some comments, right? So I was on Ade's pod, the interview with Ade.
Come on.
Shouts out to Ade, Trojan Horse. And we were talking about the AJ thing.
Yeah.
And not even necessarily about the recent interview, just AJ in general. And someone was just like, oh, I can't believe how much conversation has happened about a guy who lost. I'm thinking to myself, no, it's not just a guy who lost. It's the number one cash cow in boxing.
Yeah, the guy. Him and Canelo, bruv. In the UK, I would say in the UK is AJ. America, absolutely. Canelo, bruv. So if their man move, we have to take notice. We have to.
It's like when Mike Tyson lost to Buster Douglas.
Yep.
The next convo was, what's Mike Tyson gonna do now? It wasn't the roll with Buster. Everybody on the Buster Douglas train. So
bro, I'm saying this is how big AJ is. I watched a video from Tyson Fury. You posted it recently, and he's talking about AJ. Bro, it's the lineal champion. This is the guy that just won, like, he's won his bouts, and he's like, well, I'm gonna have to go and beat Usyk because you messed it up, you little bodybuilding dosser. Like, and I'm like, bro, like, AJ's talking about rematching and trying to get busy in that, and you're still on his mind. So this is what I'm saying in terms of, like it or not, the way the cookie crumbles is he is who he is, you know? And Usyk, has he gained a lot from beating AJ? 100%, because as soon as you beat him, you get put into that new space like Ruiz got. We've never seen a jump like that. Ruiz started getting to people's top fives in the current. I'm saying in the current era.
But that's what happens when you're the champ.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So and the thing is, it can go just as quick.
Oh yeah.
Ruiz is not in any serious convo now.
It's a shame.
We're not interested in hearing that.
It's a shame what happened to that.
See a Ruiz versus just like, or not.
What is Ruiz doing though on a big and serious? Though?
Oh, because he fought. Who did he fight? Carlos? Was it? Well, no. Hold on a second. Who did he fight? He fought. So, and he didn't look good. He got knocked down. Let me get his. How can I forget this guy's name? Let me get that.
Go on, man. Ariola.
Yeah, so who did he fight? Yes, Chris Ariola.
Yeah.
Almost a college player. That's a basketball player, I think. Yeah, Chris Ariola. Fam, he didn't look good in that fight.
But why did it take him so long to get back out there again, though? You think about it, 2019, to 2021.
I know.
That's a long time.
That's how quick it changes, though. Usyk, because of the type of win he had against AJ, if he loses to AJ in the rematch, he will be able to still mix it up with guys and still be a name. But it's like, you need those belts if you're not a star already. Yes,
agreed. But let's get into it, man. So AJ does an interview. I thought it was very illuminating. I'll say that interview was incredibly. You saw, he just gave us a peek into his mind and what's going on for him and where he's at. I'll be honest. It's like I got two emotions of this thing. So there's worry, and then there's I'll say there's worry, and the next feeling that I have is one that it's gonna be okay, because it looks like he's got a plan. I'm still worried about how he's gonna make his plan work, but I settle on the thought of he just wants to beat him up. You know, the main thing he's listening to is, if I beat him up, if I attack him, like put pressure on, I can have success in this fight. And I believe that, because we saw it just from the eye test and being there on the night. We saw anytime AJ was punching and got close to him, Usyk backed up. He went on the run, not like fully on the run, but he thought about it. That's the one thing that AJ did. Usyk respected AJ in moments, but then he could see AJ weren't really there to truly engage. So if AJ's gonna switch up the plan, there will be success, I believe. If AJ switches up and bullies and everything nasty, if he's a nasty guy on that day, there's success. But then we can talk about the things I'm worried about. But I'll pass over to you. What are you thinking from the?
I definitely hear you. I think from that interview, one thing I probably didn't like is when, I don't know. For me, I'm one of those poker. I feel like I have a good poker face in life.
I agree,
and I feel like he doesn't have a poker face. And I think he hears when people say that he's not genuine or he comes across a certain way. I think because he hears that, he thinks, okay, let me just tell you guys everything then.
Yeah.
So you guys can start to see that I'm genuine. And the reason why I think that is because when he says, people saying I was a stiff bodybuilder and all of this, so that made me go and fight like this. I'm like, Tyson Fury's the one that said that, not people.
Yeah.
Tyson Fury created that narrative.
For years. Before he fought
That's right. So that means the talk bothers you. And my annoyance with that is that it's not supposed to. You're supposed to be the man in the arena, the guy that's on the stage, the guy who it has got our attention. You dictate. We don't dictate.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? There is that thing that, even as entertainers, we go through where it's like, no, I'm not going to play up to what people want from me. I'm just going to do my thing.
What I want to do. And again, you have to battle with those emotions, though. You have to battle with those emotions all the time. And let's be honest, Tyson Fury and AJ have been thinking about each other since they started. They've always known they're gonna meet, you know, and I think they've both been each other's Achilles in a sense, Achilles heels, because you got Tyson Fury that's got the world still talking about AJ, still thinking about AJ. He's supposed to be fighting Dillian. His mind's on AJ. You know, he's supposed to be like, even though he's gonna fight Usyk, his mind is literally on AJ.
But you know why though?
Go on.
It's because he's still not as big as AJ.
He's not as loved.
He's not as loved. He doesn't have the platform AJ has.
Yeah.
Don't get us wrong. He gets the attention of the boxing industry, but he's not a draw that AJ is. Yeah. AJ is the man when it comes to everything, like everything else. Everything else is what Fury wants.
Yes, but then in the flip side, with AJ, when he does look at Fury and just how Fury, what he's known for, cool things within the ring, they don't question in America. Yeah, Fury's boxing IQ, Fury's ability to just go at it and like being almost like a throwback type fighter, what AJ would like to call himself. Fury's kind of seen that way. I'm just talking by the masses and by the casuals. The perception of him is better, you know, and that's because the outings they'll just pull outings out in America. Even we'll never, bro. Now going out there and being in America a bit, yeah. Madison Square Garden is not a joke of a place, you know. It's it's the Mecca, fam. It's an important place, bruv.
To go there and lose like that.
You gotta right that. You gotta right that wrong. You can't do that in New York. Like, especially like we know we've been heavily influenced by Americans. We have to say in the UK, that's what was watching to get to connect, because we weren't seeing ourselves on TV like that. So you with our Fresh Princes and all these other things, but we always New York as well. So for AJ to go out there on his occasion, remember he went to the Breakfast Club. They didn't really respect him on the Breakfast Club. Charlemagne was talking kind of yeah. And then to lose, bro. So now it's like, and then the way they talk about Fury, I listened to Shannon Sharp, I listened to Stephen A. Smith, you know, the regular talking heads on there. They don't talk about AJ. They don't even talk about him. No respect at all. And he in his head, he's like, well, I need to, even I had NFL players and everyone stops to watch. Remember Deontay Wilder versus, it's a big market. Like, you conquer UK, you go out to America. It's still an untouched market for AJ. He has to get busy, in a sense.
It's true, but to counter that, you know, it's one of those ones where you got to say all the belts are with British fighters right now. So whilst it is important for him to go out there, absolutely, it's also one of the ones where it's not we don't have an era of boxing which is dominated by Americans like before. Because before it used to be a thing where, you know, Frank Bruno would fight Lennox and these men would fight each other, and then, okay, cool, you've graduated now to the world stage. So now you're in the MGM mixing it with Shannon Briggs, Hasim Rahman, and all these other fighters, Holyfield, and that's where you are now. That's the league you're in. Even with Amir Khan's rise. Amir Khan came up, done the British thing, gone. Now he's in there with Maidana. He's a HBO man. Yeah. Do you know what I'm saying? He's an American side. So where the era is different, AJ probably doesn't, you know, when he's tried to make the Wilder fight, so that would have taken him to America properly. So realistically, the next way to get out there was to go out there and fight someone else, Big Baby Miller. So it was a weird situation because it weren't like it was the big fight that took you out there. You just went out there because I think you wanted the exposure. So where he's lost and, you know, now he's moved his career on. There's no desire to go to America if it's not Wilder.
AJ has to, if he's talking about becoming a throw, and don't get me wrong, because if you win your belt back 3 times, no one can talk to you. Let's be real. Like, if you've done it 3 times, that's a lovely stat. Like, some people will sit down on that stat and say, you know what, you know what I mean? I've done it. What
Ali and Evander did.
That's, you know what I mean? Put me in net, put me with them, man. That means I tested myself, and yes, I lost, but I got back up, and a lot of people can't say they did that. So that's nice. The main thing I'm saying is AJ does need to go and right those wrongs. I want to see him, like, I just want him to be legitimized I want him to get what he wants from the game. He's given so much to the game. I want him to get that. I want him to be able to go out to America and they really respect what he's done. You know, like in the UK, we don't question it. You know, we say, you know, he's done a great job. But again, as you say, it's the poker face. It's the poker face element.
Let's look at it like this here. AJ's when it comes to America specifically, he's in a bit of a losing situation.
Why?
So, okay, what fight can take him out there? He can't fight Fury out there. That's a British fight.
Yeah, that's true.
So, outside of that, Wilder is the only person he can fight out there. You beat Wilder, and Wilder's finished. Wilder was done by the time you fought him. Yeah. By the time Fury beat him up, he took his spirit. Like, no one's going to give him the credit. So, he doesn't actually... There's no way out.
No, there's a way out. There's a way out. Win the rematch, beat Fury, take Fury's clout, and just mash up Wilder. So there's no questions. You know, because end of the day, people are still using the fact that, who's this old fighter, man? He's very old. Oh, man, he's incredibly old. Ortiz. People are saying that it's a shame. Well, people are saying about Dillian Dillian should have fought Ortiz. Ortiz is old, fam. What do you think is going to happen in that one? But everyone's like, nah, well, to me, it's not legitimate because he didn't fight Ortiz.
There was a time when that Ortiz fight had a bit more potency.
Yeah.
I think to secure the mandatory spot. And I think there's a little bit of confusion about what happened in that fight. If I recall, I believe that Whyte wanted the fight and then they just pulled out and gave Ortiz the mandatory spot.
But that's what I'm saying. Then just imagine people will still be like, but your boy, like it still comes up. And remember, Ortiz is still fighting. There's some people that still feel that even when he wanted the Wilder fight, when he was waiting, people were like, well, we'll go and get cracking with Ortiz. After Ortiz has lost a few times anyway. They're like, that job is not finished yet. That's your work, fam. Go and mash that work. And so he's gonna have to do it. He can fight beat Usyk, fight Fury, you will instantly take the clout of that one because that's how boxing moves, you know. And then after you go out and get that Wilder,
we've got to look at it like this, yeah. We're skipping a very vital speed bump, and that's Usyk, bruv.
We can't even call him a speed bump, fam. We have to call that the bridges, the whole obstacle.
The bridge is closed. You got to do an alternate route, bruv. Google Maps needs to mapping. He needs to get into his mapping back, fam, because like. We're getting to the next stage of the convo without realizing that he still has a significant thing to deal with in April.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I look at the Usyk fight and I'm thinking to myself, it just annoys me how, and the reason why, right? Because obviously if a fighter loses the way he lost, you'd say he's got no chance of the rematch because what's he going to do different?
Yeah.
The difference with this one is the fact that AJ has significant strengths that he just didn't use in that fight. Do you know what I mean? And people will want to crucify me for this comparison, which is dumb. I need people to just try and be as logical as you can and look at the Yarde and Arthur situation. I'm not saying that Usyk and Arthur are equivalents or AJ and Yarde are. I am saying that in that fight, that first fight, Yarde did not demonstrate. He didn't play to his own strengths. And it looked the way it looked. It's just like, well, you just gave it away. It looks like you just gave the fight away.
Yeah.
With AJ and Usyk, you'd say you just gave it away. You didn't at any point bite down on your gum shield and say, let's have it then. And that's the part that people say, well, until he introduces that part into the mix, this convo can still be a combo.
Yes. But then you hear in the interview, there was a lot on brain training. There was a lot on the psychological side of boxing that I thought, that's interesting. These are interesting tells. Why have you done that, AJ? And you can tell that the motivation, and then it came out again. He goes, in that wide interview, you know, the crazy social distancing. Yeah. He talked about getting to the top, but staying there, and the mentality to stay there was key. Are you gonna run as hard? Silk pajamas energy, bruv. Conor Ben tells us all the time.
Yeah.
Have you got that dog in you to continue fighting for stuff when you already won? And that's all I'm hearing from AJ right now, that my mind needs to be retuned because I should have let me not take the credit for it. A caller in on one of the great defeaters said AJ fought the fight like he knowing he had the rematch clause. He's like, I get you later. You know, and that's a shame because you can't operate like that. You have to pretend there's no rematch clause, bro. You have to pretend that there's no safety net, bro. You know, like when you're really getting for this industry and this career stuff, and there's no safety net. There's no I can go and get this. No, bro, this is the only way, fam. This is it. This is the only way, or I'm finished. And AJ, that's how AJ should have fought that fight, because I think fighters need that little piece of ingredients to get one up on someone else. And you can tell it's a thinking man's game.
It's almost like there needs to be a constant chip on your shoulder you allow yourself to be triggered into a certain pattern.
Yes.
Do you see what I'm saying? Like, you need to, like, you look at someone like Josh Taylor, right? Love Josh Taylor.
Yes.
Right? For me, when I see Josh Taylor square up with another fighter, I can already see the triggers, the journey that goes on in his head. He's immediately offended by your presence and your audacity to be like, it's real. Like, if I look at my own ones in entertainment, whenever I do a one-man show, I always make sure that there's a strong opening act. Yeah. Or someone before me.
Your thing was sick. Yeah, he was.
I need that, because I know that I'm going to be offended by you. I'm going to be offended that you are trying to make this night about you. And it's going to wind me up. It might even be a bit of tension whilst you're on stage, and I'm thinking about, what rise did Donnie really think? Just so that I know the bag I'm going to be in when I get on stage.
Love that.
So that when I come off afterwards, I'm like, yo, okay.
Hey, well done.
You did your thing, but you pushed me.
Yeah. And that,
do you know what I mean?
And that has to be like that. It has to, like, some of the greatest athletes that have been in this game. You talk about Kobe. You talk about MJ. You talk about Lennox.
Somewhere else.
You talk about Lennox, bruv. When he said rhyme, we say, I don't want to do that.
He saw Holyfield singing in the intro. He said, "Right, you think you can sing, and you're about to fight me?"
Me.
Okay.
There you go, bro. You see it all over. Like, even let's respect what Klitschko did in this game. Klitschko made sure no one else was gonna come in here. He said, "Look, I'm battering everybody. You look." That's what I'm saying. And I'm gonna stay at the
Germany, top. Soft floor padding, blue ropes. Boring vibes. Come and win if you're really about it.
It's like the standard here is winning. The standard here is, I've been at the top so long that they just can't stand it no more. And even though it was a weird time of boxing, because it was a weird era.
This time we know we're in a different time. I was rooting for Fury to do it that night.
No, but we have to respect the job that he did, though. You have to respect going out there and just defending 100%. Your belt, like.
Just him and Mick Hennessy in the corner, and across the ring is just a bunch of red tracksuits.
But it's mentality, though. We're talking about mentality monsters, and I hope that's what AJ. I hope AJ becomes that. But has he done a Lyndon in terms of, when Lyndon was talking to when he was talking to Yarde, and he's like, "You hurt me, but you don't even know how you hurt me." Has he done that in that interview?
He goes, I know I hurt you. He goes, yeah, to the body. I was like, why? Did you tell him? But I don't think he's done that. AJ hasn't done that with telling us that, people call me a bodybuilder, and has he not given away something or given like some when it comes to stuff like that, yeah. Because if you tell a man, yo, to the body, you hurt me, I'm obviously coming to destroy you now. You can't change your body that much. Like, that's where I can. But with the mental stuff, sometimes by owning it, you take the power away.
Okay.
Because if I say to you, bro, you keep cussing, man, about, I don't know, my forehead or my hairline or something like that. And I say to you, bro, again, with the hairline jokes, you keep coming with the hairline joke. After a while, you're going to be like, okay, I need to find something else because I've called it. Whereas if you keep saying it and the look on my face shows you that I'm triggered, you keep knowing that, this hurts. So I feel like it could work.
It's like what I do with David Hay in it. Like every now and then, like I'm like, why is that your champion? Yeah, I'm saying, and it's like that's annoying because it's like I shouldn't be able to just keep calling that card out, but I'll continue to do it. It's never gonna stop, bruv. Because again, like it was incredible, bruv, on that day when you got engaged and you told him to come, bruv.
That's hilarious.
I can't believe it though. One day, the streets.
You know,
bro. One day,
David Hay's gonna come on this pod. We're gonna have an interview with David Hay.
I can't wait,
and you're gonna look so nuts, fam. It's gonna be a David Hay show, fam.
I won't. I'll be sitting there like.
I'm introduced to him like, yo, what's going on? David Hay, Travis J. With our special guest, KG.
Nah, I'll flip the table like Chisora, bruv. I'm not gonna lie, bruv. I'll flip the tables on some. What you call no. Anyway, but just closing.
But you see what I'm saying,
closing.
Though, about the triggers.
Yeah. Closing arguments on. Hey, sorry, not man said hey. Closing arguments on AJ. Yeah, is this? I just want to believe he'll be prepared and ready. The fight is coming soon. I do need to know that your head trainer, is here now. You being on the world tour of training and understanding different trainers and stuff, I feel that this is where the worry comes in. You need to trust one voice. And when it starts to get sticky, because as you said, Google Maps alternate route, it will get sticky in this match. Usyk has tasted something, and I don't even think the one thing with Usyk is since he's won it, he hasn't been moving like Ruiz and enjoying, spending wild and stuff. No, he's been it's like he hasn't. It's like he's won.
Level,
he's the same. He's the same.
The mission's just getting started. But here's my thing. It's concerning because Usyk knows he wasn't in there with the real AJ. So he knows there's more to come.
Yes.
My thing is, like, I don't know that he can be different in the fight. Because I don't look at Usyk's frame and think, yeah, you got a body that can adapt further to the heavyweight, like the extra weight, and maybe you could get stronger or more powerful. I don't think it's that. I don't think there's there for him to go. I think his boxing IQ is gonna be. I think differently on that, Travis.
I think Usyk showed us when you compare him to his couple fights at heavyweight, we saw a serious level. We saw a different level in the AJ one. We saw someone bully. So we saw a cruiserweight bully, fam. He was a bully.
No, but it wasn't the type. No, okay, so I'm talking about the physicality, not necessarily about him the fight. I'm talking about his body.
Okay.
So you look at like an Evander Holyfield. Evander Holyfield came up and he was small against Riddick Bowe, and over time he became a very solid unit at heavyweight. His neck, everything was just crazy. Bullying Tyson, really pushed Lennox to the limit in their fight. Yeah. And that's a man from Cruiser. I'm saying I don't think Usyk becomes that physical specimen.
I don't think he needs to become the physical specimen. I think he can become his boxing IQ is one of he can put on pressure and make you he started to look bigger. Bro, I was watching the fight and I was like, is he bigger than AJ? You know how like he just mentally he just became bigger. His presence was more in the ring, that he took the center of the ring, bro. AJ's backed up, and it's like sometimes a fighter can do that to you, and especially where you get frustrated, not only with yourself because I can't hit him, but you get frustrated with your own performance, and you're like, why? Like the quickness in downloading the opponent's software, which Usyk has. And now even the belief and the fact that he hasn't gone crazy, he's still in the zone. That's the parts I worry about.
I agree, but the reason why I speak to the physicality of things is because he's still a small heavyweight in this era.
Yeah,
like him and Holyfield might have been the same size back then. That was a smaller era. Lennox was dwarfing over these men at 6'5". Lennox is smaller than every one of these guys today.
Yeah.
So what I'm saying, the physicality of it still leaves him vulnerable.
Yes.
Pure. You know what I'm saying? Like these men could crash into you and it could change your fight. That's just the part that still is a possibility.
That's real.
If his body doesn't change, and I don't think it can.
That's real. I just man, we'll see what happens. It's exciting either way. And yeah, man, like let's see it, let it happen. Right. Before we move, someone I was just walking, I think I was in Wallerton or something, and someone stopped me and it was like, Amir Kahn versus Kell Brook, bruv. He goes, and I go, oh, that's random. Like of all talking points to start with, he goes, who do you think really needs to win that fight? And I goes, bruv, anyhow, Brooke does not win. The sports psychologist that is going to be needed, the therapy that is going to be needed after that fight is never going to be the same, bruv.
He's going to need Dr. Phil or Oprah.
All of them. Bring in someone else as well. I don't know, Dr. Phil Opa Ayana fix my life, fam.
It'll be the first group therapy where there's bare therapists and Kell Brook.
No, because I don't think you've deeped it. Kell Brook has convinced himself that probably the reason why his career hasn't taken off is because you were the stumbling block in my progression. So if I write this wrong, now where I missed it or where it went wrong,
it's vindicated.
It's vindicated. I have ultimate vindication. This made sense. Now on the flip side, is there any danger for Kahn? Because on the flip side, can you argue that people might say, well, you knew the smoke was coming, you was afraid of it, and that's why you went and done these bravery fights where you could never look back.
No.
All right, talk to me.
Get off.
All right.
Amir Khan's legacy is pretty set. Like, it's set, bro. It's cemented. He did a lot already.
Yes.
Like, and he did it against names, bro. I can't forget how I felt watching him against Maidana. You understand how he treated Maidana to what Maidana became? I look at Amir Khan's career and I'm like, bro, you actually have secured your team.
But isn't this a blemish, though? Isn't this a strong... Because this has always been there. This guy has been calling him out 4 years. In your ends, bro.
But the problem is, we know that it's at the end of the day. For these men, it's at the end of the day. So it's like, you can't really rubbish Amir Khan if he takes a loss now. Do you see what I'm saying? Like, this guy has done too much. This guy's beat... Let me get his record up, just so that we can really put things into perspective. Right? I got his record up in front of me now. This guy beat Zab Judah. This guy beat Marcos Maidana. He beat Paul Mananaji. Like, he's beat what do you call it? Hold on a second.
Yeah, keep going. If you wait,
Antonio Barrera.
Yep.
Like, there's moments and names in his career. You know what I'm saying? He had the madness with Lamont Peterson. Obviously, it was a bit techie out there. The Garcia fight was nuts. But it's one of them ones where it's like, as a British fighter going out there and doing the things he's done, I'm like, you can't take that away from him being a world champ. Kell Brook didn't do anywhere near as much. Do you know what I'm saying? So for me, I look at it and I'm like, Amir Khan, if he does lose in this fight, it's one of those ones where it's like, I can't take away the things that you've done, but it does, you know.
I don't know, you know, it gets nuts.
It holds a lot of weight.
It holds. So I don't think it's as easy as that. And remember, it's what's going to happen after. Because if Kell Brook knocks him out, he's going to be on the floor, Kahn will be on the floor, and Kell will be standing over him. I told you, big man, I told you was never on my level. And, bro, that is an image, But you know what it is? Crazy.
On top of the boxing record stuff, for Amir Khan, he did a lot for the sport at that time.
He did amazing for the sport.
Do you see what I'm saying? So it's like, it's so hard for Kell Brook because at no point was anybody looking to Kell Brook to carry the sport. So it's hard for Kell Brook to get that. It's like, I tell you what it's like. It's like Dillian Whyte and AJ never fighting, and then they fight at the end of it, and Dillian wins.
Yeah, but you can't. I hear what you're saying, but you'll never be able to take this picture. Yeah, you'll never be able to take.
You can't take it away.
I don't know because it can quick. Bro, we're a fast food. Yeah.
Bro, you get your cupcake.
Yeah.
But I still drive home in the limo. That's what I'm saying. That's why it'll be different. Like, he gets to have that moment and be like, yeah, cool. I'm so glad I finally beat this brother. But the outside world still goes, yeah, but look what he did, man.
Nah, I don't know. I think it comes into distribute because we see what us boxing fans are like. We're terrible. We will we move with the moment, fam. And now in the barbershop, they be like, see, this is why I was running from him this whole time, you know.
Let's be real, yeah.
Go on.
Is Amir Khan and Kell Brook being a debate in the barbershop?
It depends how. Listen. Let me tell you this, bro. Let me tell you this, yeah, because the clamor for this one is rising. There is clamor, yeah, and I promise you, if this fight is as devastating or as nasty as I imagine it to be, it's a conversation. It depends what they do on the night. It depends what they do on the night. If they give us Cheeseman settings, yeah, when I'm talking minimum paints,
The only thing that's carrying, just head straight down the line.
Minimum
Stay on the line.
paints on the line.
It's in the contract. It's written in the contract. You keep your head on the line and go for it.
If they're on bang out energy, I promise you, I hope that this is gonna be. I hope this is an instant classic. Honestly, I really do.
This type of fight is one of those ones where everybody knows that they're finished.
Yeah.
It's just because they hate each other while we're watching.
Yeah.
So the recipe for madness, because when two men are on their last legs, sometimes it's worth it. Sometimes they go to the well and it's like, yo, I hate this man.
I hate him. Head off. I can't wait. I'm being real with you. I can't wait. I shouldn't be looking forward to it so much, but I'm looking forward to it.
There could be a rematch.
I guarantee there'll be a rematch. Because what, you think Kel's going to turn it down? I beat him again.
That's what I'm saying.
I beat him again.
And also, Amir Khan knows this is a good payday.
Oh, and remember, this is going to be in the documentary. They're still doing Meet the Khans or what's it? Out with the Khans?
Bro, if they're I'll tell you
not
right
losing
now,
and showing that, bro. That footage is horrid.
If I'm doing the documentary and I lose, definite rematch, 100%. And if I lose again, that doc is we're just going to bin it.
You're saying the doc's not coming out?
The doc ain't got my doc on 2 losses. That doc would have to be transferred to Kell Brook somehow. If I'm Kell Brook, I am suing everybody. I need that footage. I want all that footage. If I need to pay someone, bro. And you know the ones where you reshoot the back footage. Yeah, training camp day 1. These times you know the fight has already been won.
Wait. You said when he's all hydrating and he's pretending as if
he's fully won the fight already, but now he's back shooting the lead up. Day 1 in camp. I can see myself stopping him in the 3rd. I can see it. I've got a feeling.
We'll keep it moving, man. But yeah, literally, I'm looking forward to that fight. For me, I see fireworks. I honestly see fireworks. There's so much bad blood. Me? Go on.
The weigh-in, when these men weigh in and they're doing face-to-face. And Kel finally knows I'm going to get my hands on this youth. Yeah. Oh, it's going to be intense.
Is there a push? Who's going to be the first to... Who's going to be the first to... I think Khan's going to surprise us.
Amir Khan smiles. Amir Khan laughs.
Nope.
And he turns to the... Trust me. Because Amir Khan knows. Amir Khan knows what the situation is for my man. That's why when he says to me, he goes, there's a lot of negative energy over there. A lot of dark vibes. Because he knows you hate me.
No, but once they're standing in front of each other, I think it's different. It's like, you little I've gone to training camp for you, you little idiot. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's like, I'm annoyed now. As you said, little grievances. So he's like, I shouldn't even be here for you. Like, you know what? Move, man. The one there. Like, it could be one of those ones. So my money's on Kahn setting pace or doing something stupid in the weigh-in. I just see but yeah. Anyway,
I see Kell Brook exchange.
Yeah. We keep it moving. Are you ready to talk? Are you ready to talk about Ben Davidson?
Yeah. Just before we get there, though, yeah. I've got to say, I really want boxing matches versus MMA dons to be put to bed. I don't want to see any more boxer MMA collabs.
Yeah.
It's not unless a boxer is prepared to get into the cage, or they're gonna change the rules and do like a half MMA, half boxing thing.
That sounds horrid, bro.
It sounds horrible, and I don't want to see that either.
Yeah.
But an MMA guy coming to the boxing ring, he's always going to lose. Don't tell me about Anderson Silva and Chavez, bro, because that brother's a clown. We know Chavez ain't a serious brother in boxing. But I'm talking specifically at top level. You understand? Top level. World level. No one's coming into boxing to beat AJ Tyson Fury, Dillian Whyte, Usyk. None of them are going to compete. Yeah. So I don't want to hear about Ngannou. Like, unless these guys are going to come over here and fight middle tier guys, like even low, top 20, 25, that level. Do you know what I mean? Then you can mix with them. But you're not... I saw the Fury posted a thing of him and Ngannou. I thought to myself, he's just going to smash up this youth. He's going to get tired and it's going to stop him and knock him out.
Smash him up. Because how many rounds did them UFC dons fight for?
They fight like 5 rounds. Yeah, 5 minute rounds, I believe.
Take him to Take him
I look
to...
at it like this, yeah. These men like to process the rationale like, these guys train all these different sports.
Doesn't
So
matter.
if they can only focus on one, it's going to be easy. No, you're going up against men that only train in boxing.
Yeah.
They work within these confines. These
matter.
little, and they are technicians.
They are.
It might not look that way. You might look at Wilder and think, nah, bro, what? Bro, the guy's an Olympian.
Yeah.
Like, he knows how to do what he does. That's why he smashes up them basic fighters.
Even the Masvidals and all these other people, you say,
Conor
McGregor
was a certified striker in UFC, and he was looking outrageously useless against Floyd. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, and I'm not trying to say that going up against Floyd is an easy work because he's a defensive specialist, but bro, your striking should look like striking if you strike, innit?
Bro, I'm saying Conor McGregor had no chance at no point in that fight. At no point. Listen, it was such a robbery. As I said, it was such a robbery. He came in a mask, bro. He couldn't believe his luck. He's like, oh my goodness, I can't believe how much money I'm making. This is like me fighting on a skyscraper all over again, fam, because I can't believe the world is tuned in for this one.
The world thinks I can lose this. It's ridiculous. Look, for me, the myth is done. Like being a good striker versus a boxer, it doesn't qualify you for the combo. I don't care no more, man.
It's long.
Go fight up the ranks. Fight up the ranks. Go beat up someone's go beat a Luis Ortiz.
I do want to be able to. Yeah, I do want to see Jake Paul versus Dana White though, for some strange reason. Just because I told you anyway. I'm not gonna bring it up again, but
listen, Tony Bellew and Jake Paul, bro. That combo seems to be bubbling, fam. If he gets in the room with Tony Bellew, they're not making it past the press conference. I promise you.
He better not, because I dare you to do got your hat. Bro, he ain't even wearing a hat anyway. I dare you any of them shenanigans. Any shenanigans to the bronze.
Anything other than a handshake, you are getting battered. Bro, the press conference, let these men shove. Go on, shove him, I dare you. We're not making it to the fight.
I've got the names wrong because he doesn't. I know he calls himself the Bomber, but I know thing is the Bronze Bomber.
Not the Bronze Bomber.
He's a bomber though. Fam. He's a bomber. Yeah. Any shenanigans to the Bomber?
Bro, let me tell you now, yeah, bro. When I did the DAZN thing, hosting that show with Bellew, bro. There was a time
you smashed it as well, by the way.
Thank you, bro.
Come on.
In between one of the things when they went to VT, so I'm standing there chatting to Bellew, and he's telling me a story. I won't repeat the story because it's personal, but it's funny how aggressive he got telling the story. And whilst he told me the story, and he got aggressive as he was performing the story. Yeah. I looked at him, I thought to myself, oh nah. Like I get it still.
Like, why'd you go to that place? Not him going to the place in the storytelling.
And I'm not even involved at all. But the way he scared up and told me what he did, I thought to myself, bro, that was a bit scary still. I'm telling you right now, Jake Paul is not making it to the fight.
Nah. And again, yeah. Well, is it Jake or Logan that he'll get?
Jake.
Really? Do you know what? Because it shouldn't happen because that'll be his last fight.
We're going to lose Jake Paul. That'll
be his last fight, bruv. And it's the shot to the body that will end it as well. It's a body shot straight down, folded.
No, it'll be the intensity. You know the ones where it's like the fight starts and it's like immediately you realize you can't manage this. Like you can't manage. Like the jab hurts way too much.
I said we don't have the capacity.
Bro, you take that first shot and it looks like to everyone else like it's just a touching jab, and it's like you felt the force in like, brother, this hurts. That shouldn't hurt. It's over, bro.
Well, yeah. Good luck. Now we got to talk about.
Good luck. Good luck to Jake on that one.
Good luck to Jake. But no, we have to talk about this because Big Mae is everyone's role model at the moment.
Big Molly Mae.
Big Molly Mae. Again, as I said, I got to put a picture up. We have to respect her right now, bruv. She changed the game. She changed the way. She changed the way people are talking about the game. Tell me what Ben Davidson did recently, man. What did he say? Ben
Davidson got into his Big Mae bag.
Yeah.
And he said, people go, look, yeah, I fought this fighter, I fought that fighter. How comes, what did he say? He goes there. He goes, people say, oh, he gets to work with this fighter and that fighter. Why have all these coaches in 30 or 40 years not coached these fighters? They're not good enough. The level of UK coaching is that poor. I've been able to fast track. They're lazy. That's the reality.
Is
he all right?
Bro, Big May energy, fam. I'm telling you right now, bro.
I've got the same 24 hours as everyone else. And you lot ain't trained Tyson Fury. You ain't worked with Billy Joe Saunders. I'm better than all of you.
How does he believes that though?
Genuinely.
That's a genuine belief, you know, and it's insane. Yes, he's calm in the corner. Yes, he is. But it's like, I want to see the fighter that he plucks from, like it's his fighter from big, like I've been on that journey, you know, from let's say 10 years.
To say you're better
15-year journey
than all the coaches who've been doing this thing for 40 years
is wild.
Because they haven't trained Tyson Fury is outrageous.
And you're taking out what Tyson Fury had learned before you got there. You didn't teach him the fun. Like, you haven't done... That's like me, bro. Just imagine you've done all this work and I just turn up and say, yeah, I did that. That's how it, like, that's what it feels like. Like, I come in the end and I go, hey, Rod, you see on that last joke, yeah? Turn around and go like that. Because that's what it feels like. Yeah. That's what it feels like. And now lift it still.
I made the special. Look at that. I just think it's one of those combos where, not to take away the skills that he does have in the corner, but it's one of the ones where it's like those type of statements when you start speaking on other coaches who've really been putting in a crazy shift and making it seem like because you've got the connections to certain fighters, that invalidates and makes these men useless. Yeah, you know what I mean, it's that we got the same 24 hours as Elon Musk conversation. Yeah. No, you don't. Do you know what I mean? Everything plays into where you got to where you are. That's it's a disrespectful statement.
It's a very disrespectful statement, and I think the people in boxing should be asked. They should have some questions. You know what I mean? They should be asking them. Bro, he's 29 years old, fam. To say that he's more experienced or he's better than all these men in boxing, it just feels stupid. Honestly, it feels incredibly stupid. Like, I don't know where he gets off. Like, look at him now. Like, current stable, what's he with? Josh Taylor? Yeah?
That's right.
Remember, because he split with, but you can see, which he was with Shane McGuigan. Hold on, what was he with?
Let's look at him against, with Fury. You know, you got him back in good shape. And, he didn't win that fight. The next fight, he was with someone else.
And Fury changed it. Fury changed it.
That's what I'm saying. So he's got Sugar Hill.
Yeah.
And he's knocked him out and he's beat him twice in a row with Sugar Hill. So it's like, you know what I mean? It's one of those ones where it's like, bro, I don't even know how to word this. It's one of those ones where it's like, bro, you've done your thing. You know what I mean? You've put a good account of yourself. Don't get carried away and start disrespecting man in boxing like that.
I don't think he's got enough. People
don't walk into boxing and get to train a heavyweight in a world title fight.
Does he get to take the credit for Taylor?
How long has he been with Taylor?
He moved to Taylor in when did he get to Taylor? Taylor came to him. 1 second, let's get this. That's it, 2020.
No, bro.
He doesn't. There you go. Does he get to take the credit?
The work that Josh Taylor did with Shane McGuigan and Barry McGuigan.
Yep.
Come on, man. He didn't build that fighter.
There you go. So we can move that one away.
Josh Taylor was a smoky fighter from time. I remember watching him in the Olympics, actually. Saw him in the Olympics, year 2012, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, I believe it was him.
Can he take the credit for? Sorry, just before I stop you there. Can he take the credit for? Because he works with Devin Haney now as well. Like, he's just in there. He's not the main.
You don't get to take the credit for ready-made fighters, man.
You can't. That's what I'm saying. So then,
unless there's been a significant change from when you came. Like, look at Lennox Lewis when he went to Manny Stewart. He went to Manny Stewart after a loss.
Yeah.
Yeah. Rebuilt. It took a while under Manny Stewart as well before Lennox started to become Lennox.
Yeah.
And when he did, you could see the transformation was complete.
And you're even getting that with Shane and Okoli.
Okoli brought him out.
You can tell it. You're seeing it. You know, like, I don't know, man. I think.
So my thing is, if a fighter just continues winning ways, I'm like, I don't know how to.
What did you
see your
bring?
blueprint.
Yeah. So allow it, fam. But anyway,
I just think if any, outside of boxing technicalities and all that type of stuff, I just thought it's disrespectful to a lot of coaches in the sport.
it was.
Whilst there's definitely a conversation to be had on the stubborn nature of UK boxing coaching, though, because there does seem to be a British style of boxing where guys get beat on the world stage with that style.
Mm-hmm.
So there's definitely conversation to be had on that type of, you know what I mean? Like, how do we level up and become world beaters? But at the same time, you haven't seen a lot of coaches get those opportunities. There's a lot of politics in boxing that makes a coach suddenly. There's like a list of certain coaches where top fighters, anytime they lose with their trainer, they should go to one of these. Oh, go to Adam Booth, go to Shane, go to this one, everybody should stay in this pocket of small, like this list of trainers. So immediately we see that trainers don't just get these opportunities.
That's what I was gonna say. Because why is boxing kind of like the Premier League with managers? You've had all these black boxers over the years, and the only black trainer we can talk about is Tunde. Tunde and Yarde's one, Lyndon's trainer.
Pat Barrett.
And there's got to be the new faces, the young people that have been in boxing. There's got to be the fresh faces in the game that know it. Or not even fresh faces. There's black boxing trainers. There has to be that have been in the sport for plus 30 years, but they might not have that friend, or they might be iced out of the position. When a man's about to make it, he changes up the team. He moves. So then we never get to see. So Ben has to just understand the privilege in some of those relationships that he has, and that will allow him to be in certain rooms is all. That's because you can't say you're better than them. You've been given an opportunity, that, and yes, you have to take the opportunity. You have to take the opportunity. You have to do something with it. Agreed. But it doesn't make you better.
Heavyweight world title fight that fell in your lap because you was mates with Tyson Fury, and you want to make it seem like that's where it just gets out of place. Do you know what I mean? There's so many levels to this thing, this access. Mm-hmm. You start looking at it, you start thinking, bro, to just speak like that, you're sounding exactly. You are boxing's Molly Mae. In a nutshell.
That's saying Big Mae, fam. Big Mae energy, fam. But anyway, if you want a house, just buy it, fam. That's the end of the day. If you see a house, just go over there and say have it, fam.
You want a car? Bro, build it, bro. Elon built Teslas, fam. Do you know what I mean? You're wasting time about your saving to buy a car. Build it, man. Waste.
I'm disappointed because can we get this Dillian topic? We'll start it. We'll start most of it now, and then we can do it in another pod anyway. Can we get some Dillian conversation going? Or
go for it, man.
Let's try it, man. Listen,
I'd say,
what's your take,
Dillian,
man?
Take the 20%, bro. Don't fight this thing to the point where you could lose it. You know what I mean? That's that straight up. Like, and make sure, however this conversation goes, however the arbitration goes, take it. And make sure you get that fight. Because Dillian is 34 now, right?
Yeah.
Bro, it's the other side of the hill. It's close.
It's close. Wait, someone said, I need to find the... I saw a great post from someone, and it says, people are taking a piss telling Dillian to take this fight when... I need to find it. It was a wicked tweet. It was one of the great defeaters that posted it as well. Darn it.
I look at it and I think to myself, bro, 34 years old, you've been through some tough fights, man. Joseph Parker, Chisora twice. The Rivas fight was tough as well. Marius Whyte, he wasn't in the best shape, coming off a bit of a absence, I think.
A long layoff.
Conversation, speculation, yeah. The Povetkin knockout, then he comes back and gets that Povetkin work. You know what I mean? The AJ fight, all this stuff is taking a toll on the man. And I'm like, it's time for you to just get in there and take a shot at. Otherwise, you could potentially finish your career without getting a title shot at all.
Can you imagine the pain of that? If I'm him, yeah. And the issue is that I feel like Eddie Hearn and them lot are trying to make an issue with Fury's camp, but it's not really Fury's camp. It's the WBC, and that board have just decided you're dealing with something it's been here for years. And remember Eddie Hearn's relationship with just American boxing, with different just organizations altogether, they just don't like it. Even the other day, he was talking about not too long ago when AJ was the champion, he's talking about the belts not being that valuable anyway, and I should just create my own one. You know, we're paying all these sanctioning fees and this, that, and the other. Those things, you can't say that and have the champion and don't think that's not going into the ears. Like, oh my goodness, he's trying to rub us out. You're trying to take that from us. I've seen what you've taken down a few. You changed the game of boxing with everything you're doing currently.
Eddie Hearn
is realistic
beast in boxing.
Yeah, but it's really when you say that, when you mute that thought. Hey, why are we even thinking about these belts? How valuable?
No,
are
it's
they?
bigger than that. It's bigger than that. Thing is, in boxing, everyone knows once you promote the heavyweight champ, you are a prominent figure. Eddie Hearn has had the majority of the belts with AJ for a long time. He's carried the sport, built the sport. He's now moving to a space where he's dominated boxing as the promoter for so long. Yeah. Now he's in the Elon Musk territory of let's just see if we can do this. Do you know what I'm saying? Let's actually just create something else that's more challenging. Let's go to a streaming service. Let's do this. Let me not promote just UK fighters. I'm promoting fighters across the world, bro.
Wow.
Like, bro, 44 shows last year. There's 52 weeks in a year. 44 of those had events from Matchroom. That's mad. You understand? Random places, bro. There's Matchroom cards taking places in countries that we are not thinking about, fam. So when Eddie's now got a global reach, these men are sitting in America and thinking, who does this guy think? Who does he think he is? And they're upset because they know that they ain't made any of those type of steps. They thought, right, that this is the Mecca. Yeah. But the thing is, what they need to make sure that Eddie doesn't somehow create is a new Mecca for boxing. Bloody somewhere else. Bloody hell. So now they've shut down America. They won't even work with his American fighters. That's how closed and personal the beef is.
This is what I'm saying. And this is the people that you want to negotiate with. And these are the people that have written their own bylaws and their...
Bro, Leonard Ellaby is literally talking about violence when he sees Eddie Hearn. I'm looking... You understand? That's how mad
with the glasses, you can't say no chance.
Bro, now the thing is, it's nuts here because I look at it, I think to myself, I don't think these guys know how big Eddie Hearn is. We've seen Leonard Ellaby up close. Yeah. And I stood next to Eddie.
He's a unit, bro. I say he's taller than me, fam.
Bro, he's like 6'5".
There you go.
He's quite
bro. Leonard, I don't know if you're getting this. Don't know if you're getting this work done, fam.
If your Andy Ruiz game is.
Yeah, I don't know. If you got the inner Mike Tyson.
Yes. You know what I mean? If Eddie Hearn gets into that long jab bag, it might be a bit of a tricky one still. But that's what I'm saying though. We've never heard promoters talk about smoking each other. Like, bro, if I ever see this brother, it's on site. Why?
Yeah. Oscar De La Hoya wants it. Oscar De La Hoya feels exactly the same way. You know what I mean? And so this is the thing. That's what you're negotiating with.
They've sat and watched Eddie Hearn make money and have great interviews for too long. Yeah. They are now besides themselves with rage.
Livid. And
Frank Warren has had to sit next to it up close. So when he's patting it up with Bob Arum, he can't wait to be on that side of the combo. He's tried so hard to find his own heavyweight. Danny Dubois, in a couple of years' time, he could be the one to... No, we're not listening. Joe Joyce is gone now. These men are holding on to Tyson Fury with both hands. Please take us to the promised land. Whereas Eddie Hearn, let's be real, he's starting to establish other things, bro. Conor Benn is emerging as a star. Yeah. Like, it looks as if this thing is going to keep going. So now they're sitting there thinking, flip's sake, bro. I can't push Felix Cash to be a superstar. It's not there yet. Do you know what I mean? Do you know what I mean? Like, they want so hard to be at that type of it's
the only about where he has just to put some respect on Big Frank here is he has got Yarde in it. Like that relationship there, he has got him.
They've done a good job building that name still.
Yeah, he has got Yarde. That one there that's a nice one that is bubbling like.
But where it gets nuts is let's imagine what Yarde's career would look like if he was with Eddie Hearn.
Let's not even talk about it. It's crazy. That's
it
when
gets mad.
That's when it gets insane. That's when it gets mad. Like it gets very nuts. It gets very nuts. But yeah, man. Interesting. Listen, it's interesting time. I would say with all those relationships as you spoke about just before, and what Eddie Hearn is, how he just kind of grates some of the industry. Unfortunately, Dillian's inherited some of the beef. WBC don't really like Dillian for some strange reason. But there's so much context in this thing. It's like, big man, don't hurt yourself. Like, win that fight and just make sure your rematch money is calm.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because there will be a rematch. You'll fight him again. But just make sure that you know what I mean? If you win, then yeah. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, he has to win. That's what I'm saying. He win it, and then, and again, you have the belts. You are the champion. We have to address you differently. We have to look at you as the man. Then after you say, you know what, or you can play Fury games and say, raw, I'm going to quickly fight Usyk and I'll come back to you, fam. One of them ones, bruv, you can do whatever you want to do if you become the champion, innit? Fight Ruiz if you say, go and fight these easier fights as a champion. Then say, yeah, I'll do my mandatory now. You know what I mean? Right. That's the stuff you can do. And take most of the money, then you start taking 8%. I say try that. I say do that.
No, hey, I definitely think take it, win it, and then negotiate from there.
There you go.
But win it, winning it, and let's be real, man. Boxing realistically shouldn't be negotiated from the side of how much money do I make in this fight as a challenger. At this point, the goal is the belt.
Yeah. It's never been about the belts, though. When we start to get real, it's like the closer I'm getting to this industry, the more I understand it's not even about the belts. They're just a nice thing to have.
But at the same time, it's one of the ones where if you don't have to love the belt, but you see the value of what this thing can bring. You know what I'm saying? You could be on the A side of 80%. You fight AJ, that money is insane. You won't get 80%, but the pie that you're cutting from,
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So that's
organic.
Wow, it's tricky.
All right, well, listen, this is the Undefeated podcast, man. We're back, fam.
Chisora Wilder, we talking about that, or
Nah, we'll save it. What I'm saying is I thought Eddie was gonna let thingy go into the sunset. You lot said that.
Nah, you can't listen, the guy wants to fight. If he doesn't fight with you, he's gonna fight somewhere else. So you might as well stay close.
That's what the amazing. That's what the amazing drug dealers used to say to just make themselves feel better. It's nobody for me, cuz they're still gonna get it, cuz. So the way they were. Nah, cuz I don't want to. I never want to hear that from your mouth, man. What are you talking about, bro?
Funny.
That's what he's saying. They'll still
not gonna stop him fighting.
Wilder. Do you see what Parker did? Wilder. Let's not take the piss here.
I'd like to see the Chisora chapters close for his well-being.
What do you lot want to see? Because it's not burgers at the end, fam. Wilder again with a point to prove, bruv. And what will make him different to anyone else that Wilder's knocked out before? How is he gonna be the different in terms of Wilder's gone up against? He's met a Chisora type fighter before. Yeah, guaranteed.
He's closed
and he closes the chapter in a way where we've seen the soul punch. We saw the Infinity Stone punch that he's dropped on Bear Man.
That Dominic Brazil shot.
And nobody in this world.
I don't want to see Chisora get hurt.
We'll see it. And I love Chisora, but I don't want that for him. I think if this fight was available earlier in his career, or when we first introduced War Chisora, I say, all right, I like to see it. Now, in terms of you got to think of the knockdowns that he's had. There've been some bad ones as well. The Dillian one, it will live with me forever, fam. Now I feel traumatized from that one, fam. If I'm being real with you,
they took a lot of punishment against Joseph Parker.
Punished. So you're gonna put him in there with Wilder, with someone that has a point to prove.
And could easily shut the lights off, bro. Like he going out bad, big and bad.
I don't want it. That's a fight I do not want to see. Mm-hmm. I know if there's other people that say they want to see if we care about Del Boy, we have to say, come on, man, like this ain't the fight. Just again, if you're gonna be like And I don't even think he should be like the what do we call him again? The gatekeeper. Certain times it's like someone else has got to be on the gate.
I think it's past the gatekeeper.
Someone else has got to be on the gate, fam, and just say, you know what, like, even if Joyce becomes the new gatekeeper, bruv, that's fine. But it can't be like, we have to care about what this guy can do after boxing, innit? He's got the farm and that. Like, I just want him to enjoy spending his dough. It's just too risky for me. It doesn't make sense. What do we get from winning this fight? Again, it doesn't move us into rankings and stuff. That's
the annoying thing, because it's like he's not actually pursuing anything now.
Just peas.
He's literally just fighting. It's just, I like to fight.
Well, I want you to spend your dough, fam. I don't think.
I want you to live to be able to spend your piece comfortably, bro. I don't want to see Chisora in 15 years' time on some interview somewhere and be like, oh man, this was the moment where we get to decide how we're gonna feel in the future. And if the damage isn't already done, and I pray it's not, but I don't want to see that man get hurt at this stage in his life. And it's like rubbish. You know, years to come, we're sad at what we see when we look at Chisora. Yeah,
man. So again, I hope that negotiation's not happening. I hope the negotiations is ruined, fam. Honestly, I hope it doesn't work. So yeah. Listen, people, this is the Undefeated Podcast. I'm KG.
I'm Travis J.
And don't forget, we got an event coming up. So make sure you get down there. Tickets are gonna be available like in the there you go. Live. Bow. But tickets to
Amir,
this.
Kahn, Brooke. Come and watch the fight with us, mate. Live podcast followed by the fight with all the great defeaters.
Yeah.
You don't want to miss this one. This is the place to watch the boxing. Just once you've experienced boxing like this, this is the only way to watch boxing.
You're never going to want to watch a fight by yourself ever again, fam. But honestly, come down, enjoy it. It's going to be incredible, bruv. Games on the night. There's going to be, obviously, food and drinks. There's everything you expect, bruv. It's going to be a super vibe.
Official merch will be available. Finally, Undefeated merch will be there. T-shirts, hoodies.
Everything. Listen. We're on it this year. No, we're not playing, bruv. You think we're going to mess around with our hours? See you later, man.
Tickets. We'll see you next week. Peace.
Yeah, it's in the link. Cool. Peace. Yo, people, thanks for watching the Undefeated Podcast. Make sure you
like, subscribe, share, leave a comment, and all that good stuff, man. This is the place to be.